So, you've heard all the talk about AI, right? But have you ever wanted to stop just talking about it and actually start building with it? Well, if that's you, then you have landed in the perfect spot. Today, we're cracking open a genuine treasure chest of pro level tools designed to get you building, like right now.
Assalamu alaikum, and a very, very warm welcome back to our channel, Digital Future AI School.
It's so good to have you here because this is episode 20 and it's a special one. We're doing a deep dive, and I mean a real deep dive, into the incredible resources tucked away in chapter 18 of the book AI Agents Makers, written by the esteemed Mr. Zahir Ahmad Mir. Now, you might be thinking, a whole explainer on just one chapter? And yeah, I get it, that might sound a little extra. But trust me, this isn't just any chapter. It is a straight-up game changer. This is the part of the book that hands you the keys to the kingdom, and we're about to show you exactly why.
So here's the bottom line. Chapter 18 is not more theory. You're not just going to be reading pages and pages of concepts. Nope. Think of it as an actual toolkit, something you can get your hands on. You know, in a world where everyone's talking about what AI could do, this chapter is all about what you can do right now. It is just packed with resources designed for one single purpose, to get you from an idea in your head to a working agent, and to do it fast.
All right, so let's start our tour of these appendices. And I really want you to think of this as your complete professional starter pack. It's got everything you need to kick off your journey as an AI agent maker. And just look at this. Look at the sheer range of what's available here. We're not talking about one or two little templates. This is the whole shebang. We've got a full spectrum of resources, everything from the core frameworks and system prompts to super specialized toolkits for fields like law, business, healthcare. Heck, even for creating YouTube content. It's like having an entire professional library right at your fingertips. Okay, but what really makes these tools so powerful is the thinking behind them. When you see ready-to-use and copy-paste functionality, what that really means is that the barrier to getting started is practically zero. You can just grab them and go. But, and this is a big but, when you see professional grade and follows international standards, that tells you you're not just building little toys or experiments. From day one, you're working with seriously robust, reliable components. This is the real deal. Okay, next up, let's talk about the absolute foundation of any great AI agent, and that is the system prompt. The best way to think about these, they're like pre-configured command modules. They're the core instructions, the DNA that defines your AI's entire personality, its purpose, its reason for being. And this right here, this is your ground zero, your starting point. It's basically the Swiss Army knife of prompts. The Universal Agent System prompt is built to be a super powerful, all-purpose foundation for pretty much anything. Now look closely at the keywords here: structured reasoning and safe decision-making. See, this is critical. We're not just telling the AI what to do. We're programming how it should think and how it should behave like a professional. And this is where things get really cool, because it shows you the power of specialization. We just went from a general, do anything prompt to something hyper-specific. Just check out the language, precise legal language. It's even using technical terms like ratio decidendi, which for anyone wondering is the core legal reason for a judge's decision. This single prompt literally transforms that general AI into a specialized paralegal. It's now programmed to think, act, and communicate just like a legal professional. Let's look at another fantastic example. An AI tutor. This isn't just a database that spits out facts, okay? It's designed to be an adaptive teacher. That little instruction right there, adjust difficulty to the learner's level, that's the magic ingredient. That one line makes it a dynamic, responsive tool that actually teaches, instead of just being a static digital encyclopedia. Okay, let's really put this into perspective so you can see the difference. On one side, you've got the universal agent, your jack of all trades, capable of a whole range of tasks. But on the other side, the medical explanation AI. Its role is way narrower, and let's be honest, way more critical. It is specifically told not to diagnose. Its only job is to translate complex medical reports safely. This comparison is perfect because it shows that a great prompt isn't just about telling the AI what it should do. It's also, crucially, about telling it what it absolutely must not do. So we've got the brains of the operation, right? The core instructions are locked in with our system prompts. But how do we build the rest of the agent around that core? What's the structure? Well, that's exactly where this next tool comes into play. It's time to check out the master blueprint. You know, every great project needs a solid plan. It's simple, really. You wouldn't try to build a house without a blueprint, right? Of course not. And the exact same logic applies here. This framework, this is your master template. It's what makes sure you've thought through every single critical piece of your AI agent before you write a single line of code. And here they are, the 10 steps. Following a structured approach like this is what separates the professional builds from the weekend experiments. It literally forces you to define everything, from the really basic stuff like the agent's role and goals, all the way down to the nitty-gritty technical details, like which tools it will use and how its memory integration will work. And did you notice? Crucial steps like safety and human review are baked right in. This isn't just a list, it's your personal checklist for building something truly excellent. So, if you think about it, with the prompts as your agent's mind and this blueprint as its skeleton, all the tools are officially in your hands, which means the focus isn't on the toolkit anymore. The focus shifts to you, your journey as an AI agent maker. It starts right now. Okay, let's do a super quick recap of everything we just unpacked. You now have a whole library of ready-to-use, professional-grade system prompts. You've got a 10-step master blueprint to give your work structure and guide your entire creative process. And you have templates that cover a wild variety of fields. So what's the big takeaway here? It's simple. These aren't just ideas on a page. These are tools you can pick up and use today. And all of that brings us to our final, and honestly, the most important question of all. With all of this potential, this entire toolkit sitting right at your fingertips, there's really only one question left to answer, and that is, what is the very first AI agent you are going to build with this? Are you going to build a legal assistant, a personal tutor for your kids, a business strategist for your startup, and creating a practical, hands-on playbook for building your very own AI agent? So let me just ask you this. Have you ever had that spark, that brilliant idea for an AI tool that could make your life easier, and then just thought, where do I even begin? It can feel like a huge mountain to climb, but what if I told you there's a clear path, a step-by-step journey from that first idea to a finished working agent? Well, today we're going on what I like to call the builder's journey. First, we'll cover the starting point. Then we'll get into asking the right questions. After that, we'll choose our blueprint, define what we're actually building, and finally, the best part, we'll set the whole thing on autopilot. It's a roadmap, plain and simple. So first things first, the starting point. You know, it's just common sense, right? Every great creation, whether it's a skyscraper or an AI agent, begins with a solid plan. You have to think before you build. This initial planning phase is honestly what makes the difference between a project that works and one that just causes headaches. And that brings us to the most crucial part of that plan, asking the right questions. Seriously, the answers you come up with here will be the foundation for everything, and I mean everything that comes next. This is where you get clarity. Okay, so here they are, the 6 core questions you've got to answer. 1, what is its purpose? And be super specific here. 2, who's the audience? Is it for an expert or a total beginner? 3, what are the inputs? Text, images, audio files? 4, what tools does it need? Does it need to browse the web or do calculations? 5, and this is a big one, what are its safety guardrails? And finally, 6, what does the final output need to look like? Now, I know that can feel a bit abstract, so let's make it real. Imagine you want an agent to help you produce content like this. Well, the purpose is content generation. The audience is you, the viewer. The input is maybe a topic idea. The tools could be a script generator. And the final output, a perfectly structured worksheet with everything from the story arc down to SEO details. See how that brings it to life? All right, once you've got your plan down, it's time for a big decision, choosing your blueprint. Are you going to build a single agent that's a jack of all trades, or are you going to build a whole team of specialized agents that work together? So here are your 2 main options. On one side, you have the multimodal agent. Think of this like a Swiss Army knife. It can handle all sorts of data, it can read text from an image, transcribe an audio file, and spit out a finished document. But on the other side, you've got the multi-agent team. This is more like a factory assembly line. You have a manager agent who delegates tasks to a researcher, a writer, a proofreader. It's perfect for those really complex, multi-step jobs. Now, it doesn't matter if you have one agent or a whole team of them, you absolutely need the final output to be consistent. You can't have it giving you a messy paragraph one time and a neat list the next. You need predictability. And that's exactly where schemas come into play. So what on earth is a JSON schema? Don't let the technical name fool you. It's really just a rulebook.
It's a strict template that tells your AI agent, hey, your final answer has to look exactly like this. It defines the structure, the field names, even what type of data goes in each field. Is it text, a number, a list? This is how you guarantee you get what you want every single time.
Let's look at this business plan example. A schema would tell the agent, look, your output must have a problem field, and it has to be a string of text. It must have a competition field, and that needs to be an array or a list of strings. There's absolutely no guesswork. You just get perfect structured data every time. Okay, so we've done our planning, we've designed our agent, we've even structured the output. Now for the really fun part, the magic trick. Let's make it all happen automatically. This is where we build the workflow, the step-by-step procedure that our agent is going to follow on its own. So let's start with a high-level look at a standard operating procedure, or SOP. For that weekly content example, you could assign your agent team a weekly schedule. Maybe one agent handles brainstorming on Monday, another one writes the script on Tuesday, and so on, all the way through Friday. You're turning a complex process into a hands-off, automated system. And here's a more technical, nuts and bolts kind of workflow. An agent could follow these exact steps. Take an uploaded photo of a document, use OCR to pull out the text, clean up that text, analyze it, and then deliver a perfectly structured PDF report. It's this level of detail, these defined steps, that make an agent truly powerful and reliable. And just like that, there you have it. We went from a simple question to a solid plan to a chosen blueprint to a well-defined final product, and all the way to a fully automated system. That right there is the builder's journey. So now you have the playbook. You've seen the steps. You understand the logic. The only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first? Thanks so much for joining me today, and I truly can, which, well, it's not just another chapter. It's a complete, professional-grade toolkit designed to take all those amazing AI ideas you have and turn them into real, working applications. So let me just start by asking you a question. Do you have a great AI idea? You know, that one concept for an agent that could totally revolutionize your industry or maybe just make your daily work a whole lot easier? I'm willing to bet you do. But, and this is the big but, then comes the hard part, right? That huge gap between the amazing idea that's crystal clear in your head and an actual functioning application on your screen. It's such a common frustration, that feeling of being completely stuck on, how to even begin building the thing. Well, that is exactly what this chapter is all about. It gives you the AI professional's toolkit. It's literally designed to be the bridge that gets you from your idea all the way to action. So let's dive in and see how this whole thing works. Okay, first things first. Every single powerful AI agent needs a brain, right? A memory. You can think of this as the engine room of your entire creation. And the very first, most crucial choice you have to make is what kind of database is going to power it. So, this slide breaks down two really popular choices for your agent's memory. It's a vector database. On one side, you've got FACE. Think of this as the high-performance engine. It runs locally, right on your machine, which gives you incredible speed and total data privacy. Perfect for heavy-duty, sensitive applications. Then on the other side, you've got Chroma. This one is way more beginner-friendly, super easy to get up and running in the cloud. So your choice really boils down to that classic trade-off. Do you need the raw power and control of a local setup, or are you looking for the simplicity and quick start of a cloud service? All right, so once you've picked out your engine, the toolkit gives you the blueprints. And I'm not talking about basic outlines. This is a whole library of professional-grade blueprints for all sorts of industries, letting you build like a pro instantly from day one. Let's look at a few of these. We'll kick things off with a field that, let's be honest, impacts every single one of us. So for all you educators tuning in, this part is for you. Just imagine, for a second, being able to generate a perfectly structured lesson plan. I'm talking complete with objectives, materials, activities, and even assessments in just a couple of moments. Or what about an agent that automatically pulls together detailed student progress cards? These blueprints give you the core structure to make that happen, which frees you up to focus on what you do best, teaching. Okay, from the classroom, let's head over to the courtroom. This is a world where precision, detail, well, it's everything. You know, the structure of legal documents is absolutely critical, and this is a brilliant example of how AI agents can provide that rock-solid structure right from the start. Whether you're building a complex written argument for a high court or drafting a formal petition, these templates make sure all the essential pieces, from the facts and precedents right down to the final prayer for relief, are laid out correctly every single time. Next up, let's jump into the world of business. For all you entrepreneurs and marketers watching, the toolkit has some serious blueprints for growth and strategy. Do you need to build a really compelling pitch deck? Well, there's a template for that, covering everything from the problem you're solving to the final ask. Or maybe you want to map out your customer's journey. The marketing funnel template provides that classic, proven framework. These aren't just outlines. They are time-tested strategic frameworks, now ready to be embedded right in your AI agent. Now for a field where clarity can be, and I mean this literally, life-changing: healthcare. Oh, this is fantastic, seriously. Think about how difficult it can be to read and understand a complex medical report. This template helps you build an agent that can take all that dense information and boil it down into key findings, explain what those findings might mean in plain language, and even suggest important questions you should ask your doctor. It's all about empowering patients through clarity. All right, for all the creators out there watching, the writers, the YouTubers, the podcasters, the toolkit offers blueprints to streamline your entire production process. And look, these aren't just templates, they are complete production systems. You could build an agent that walks you through the entire workflow of a YouTube episode, from the initial research and scripting all the way to SEO and uploading. Or an agent that helps you outline, draft, and edit an entire book, getting it ready for publication. It's all about systemizing your creative process so you can focus on the creating. So let's bring all of this together now. When you combine your choice of a powerful memory, that engine room, with this massive library of professional blueprints, you get something truly transformative. You get a complete toolkit that lets you build almost anything instantly. And I really want to land on this quote, which comes directly from the book because it just says it all so perfectly. These appendices transform the manual into a complete professional toolkit. This isn't just some extra info tacked on at the end. It is the very heart of the book's practical power. So what does all that actually mean for you? It means you can go from zero to building seriously sophisticated AI agents. You can lay the entire groundwork for a startup. You can draft legal briefs, write full books, create entire podcasts and courses, and even design complex automations. The possibilities are just immense. But you know, the real power here, the real magic, is that the toolkit removes all of that initial structural complexity. It builds the scaffolding for you, which frees you up to focus on your unique ideas and your content. Which brings us to the final and I think the most important part of this whole discussion. It's your turn. We've seen the tools, we've gone through the blueprints, so the big question is, what's next for you? That bridge from your idea to a real-world creation has been built. The professional toolkit is right there, in your hands. So the only question left to ask is this one.